Hello, beautiful human. I am Zach. That is Dan. And today we welcome to the studio for the very first time an iconic Welsh-Greek singer, producer, poet, a human being who is here to talk about her sixth album. The album is called Princess of Power. Please say hello to Marina.
Yo!
Hi.
You're iconic.
Stop.
Nah, fuck off. This is very cool.
This is great.
You're very cool.
You're so sweet. Thank you.
Are you aware of your level of cool?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're aware that like you cultivated like a community of like individuals that like ride with you.
Yeah, I think that's very cool. I'm very aware of that culture, and I'm very proud to be a part of it.
Well, yeah, culture that you yourself have cultivated.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
People feel understood.
It's a cycle. I feel like with art, I think now that I'm at a position where like I've been around for a while, I can see how the like cycle of art and inspiration and cultivation goes round, and of course it's like really satisfying to see.
Isn't it crazy? Because like that's the one. You bring up something very interesting. We've been like my show's been around for 18 years, and in 18 years, you see culture and media evolve, change, how cyclical things really could be.
Mm-hmm.
You get like an interesting seat, and you've seen a lot of things shape around you. But I gotta say, your sound has only evolved from the very beginning, and I know it's your record the second I fucking hear it.
Mm-hmm.
It is so distinctly you. So my question to you is, how do you remain you and yourself and keep your sound true to exactly who you are 6 albums into this, when the reality of the situation is like outside influence exists in so many different forms, producers, collaborators, whatever, but you do seem to work alone.
Yes, I think it's about like the direction, like whether you look out as an artist to see what's going on, or if you're like looking inward. And I think for myself, even though I've like enjoyed moments of commercial success and like they're always welcome and always, you know, a real bonus to the work, I think when I'm creating a record, I'm never thinking about that. Like I'm always thinking about how I'm trying to grow just as a human and what's interesting to me at that time. And sometimes that correlates with what other people are interested in, and sometimes it doesn't. It's just like a gamble that you take as an artist. But yeah, I think it's like no direction is like bad or good. I think it just depends on who the artist is. And I think looking inward as opposed to like what other people have been doing has helped me like preserve my own sound so that I can have this journey and, you know, essentially be distinctive, because it's really hard these days, I think, to rise up. There's like the bonus of having all these apps like, you know, TikTok and these streaming services is that lots of artists are able to exist, but I think it's really hard to like cut through. So yeah.
Can we talk about this album? It's Princess of Power. So CJ Barron.
CJ Barron, yeah.
He's the one who like, by the way, I've known him for 18 years.
No.
Yeah.
CJ, he's like
incredible.
my brother. Like he's truly my brother. He's just the best human being. And yeah, a lot of the like the fun that I've had with this record is due to working with him. He's like a real creative collaborator. And I haven't really had that before. I don't think I've had that creative partnership in my career.
Well, I want to go through that because like you have like, we'll get into it. Like, because you do go on a cycle, right? Like you have an album where you work with a bunch of different people.
Yeah.
And I do want to know like what parts of that you end up carrying with you. But into this Princess of Power, why is that the right title to encompass this entire body of work?
It's a good question. It's the right title because I think whenever I'm writing music, I am trying to like embody parts of myself that I haven't fully integrated yet. It's always very aspirational. So just because I've named it Princess of Power doesn't mean like that's how I've always felt. It's usually actually kind of the opposite. Sometimes what artists write about is what they're trying to bring in or like manifest for themselves. And it always does come true. Like in my experience, whatever I've written about, I'm then given the opportunity to like step into that experience. So with Princess of Power, I had written about 6 songs by that point. This was pre kind of meeting CJ. And I think I'd written Butterfly at that point, Cantissimo. And I think I was channeling, like reclaiming this part of myself that I felt like I dampened for other people for a long time. Because I think people who really stand in their power are kind of threatening. Like, we've all experienced it, whether it's like with friends or family or like people in our workplace where we step into a room and we feel great and suddenly you feel like this weird energy from someone like they don't like that you feel expansive or confident, and then you like make yourself small. And I've done that so much in my life that I was like, I am inherently powerful. We all are, but we sometimes stop ourselves from stepping into it because we are worried what that will do to our surroundings and our life. It's like, it's one of those funny things where sometimes like certain qualities in someone are threatening to other people and we get bad reactions for it. So this album is really like putting all of that to a side.
What changes in your life that allows you to like step into that moment and own it as opposed to?
I think it's not very fun to talk about, but it is kind of part of my path. So I had like a chronic health condition for 7 years.
CFS.
Yes. Right? Chronic fatigue syndrome. It's like even the word is unfun. It's like horrible to talk about. But I think that has really, like this album wouldn't exist without it, because deciding to recover from that and having to really turn my life inside out and figure out why I'd even gotten into this place of like ill health, really like made me assess relationships in my life, like the energy I gave to people, what I really like let people do to me. I was just in a really like vulnerable place for some time and I didn't know how to get out of it. And so once I started recovering from that, everything else in my life started to shift. And I was like, okay, I'm like surrendering to this process where I'm having to turn everything inside out. And it's something I have to do. Like, it's no longer this annoying health condition. It's actually a lesson that is allowing me to step into something a lot bigger and better. And Princess of Power really is like on the other side of that.
What does recovering from CFS really mean?
So I think there's different reasons as to like why those symptoms happen for people. And it's a bit of on the internet, it's like quite an inflammatory thing to talk about, because some people who haven't been able to recover are like, I don't know, if I say something like, I think it's about nervous system health and like regulating your body, they'll be like, well, I've done that and it didn't work for me. So all I can say is that was my experience. I started doing breath work every day. But really it was like a holistic approach. And a lot of it was about how I was living my life, the people I was surrounding myself with, even things like how much joy or fun was in my life. There was no fun. I'd gotten to this place where I was like, I love my job and that is a source of joy, but like there's not much else going on. And so again, this album is like so playful because that's what I needed. I was like, I want to play again. I want to bring back like silliness, confidence, like all these things that make us happy and content. And I just wouldn't have gotten that.
But again, like if you're writing from an aspirational place and a place of manifestation, like you're looking for that for yourself. You want to bring that into your life.
Totally. Yeah. At that time, I was like, anything I consumed had to be of like a certain vibe. Like the music I was listening to was like very, very different. It was all like euphoric, positive, like I love life music. Because I was like, we are getting out of this. But I need to get out of this.
people don't get it. Like that matters in what you choose to pump into your brain constantly is going to it's going to factor into your mood, into your energy, into your daily life. Like, dude, if you listen to only depressing music all day or songs that like, yes, you need that for certain periods of life.
Agree, yeah.
But the idea that that's going to be your identity, like it's all you listen to.
I agree. What you consume is really important.
Yeah, eventually it is. It becomes a part of who you are.
Yeah.
Your energy is precious. You say that in Kissimo. How does one protect their energy after going through what you've been through?
Well, I think I've become aware of like what gives me energy and what doesn't. You know, we all have situations where like we go in or out of something, we're like, whoa, that like drained me. Or, wow, that felt really uplifting and real and authentic. So it was just about like gaining an awareness of the reactions I was having in myself, because I think I was so used to feeling like drained. And now I don't have anything like that in my life. Like truly, no relationship is like that.
I mean, it's hard because like a lot of it is like trial and error.
I also have like 8 friends, full stop. But like,
do you need
like,
any more?
Probably not. No.
Sorry, like what? I don't know. That sounds like
You're
a good
like,
amount.
8, that's a lot. No, but like some people have a lot of peripheral, like,
Shit.
you know, not peripheral friends, but you know what I mean? There's like,
acquaintances.
yes, which is good and it's stimulating. But I think I've just went through this like place in my life where I could only have like really enriching connections.
I really do believe you are the company you keep.
Yeah.
So keeping the right company around you, again, like it's what it's a part of like, it goes back to like what you're consuming, what you're around.
Yeah. And I think a lot of us aren't like super protective of ourselves either. And particularly if you're in a creative industry, I think it's like just comes with a job that there are people who are kind of around you for many different reasons. And it's up to you to be able to shield that and like figure that out. But I don't know. I think my antenna was a little off for a while. And it's no one else's fault. It's just, again, this is like part of my lesson and what I needed to learn at that time.
You do talk about being lonely. You've mentioned that. Do you feel lonely with 8 friends?
Not right now. No, I haven't felt lonely for a while, which is extraordinary because I felt it for a long time.
I mean, by the way, you could feel lonely with a bunch of people around.
Oh, yeah. I mean, people feel lonely in like long-term relationships.
Oh, yeah.
That's like the most common thing.
That's real.
Yeah, common loneliness. Yeah, I don't think you can escape it as a human. It's just part of our experience. But I think a lot of people don't talk about it because there's something embarrassing about it because we think it is like other people will assume something about us negative. Like, why are they lonely? Why don't they want to be around people or whatever it is? But that's why I felt compelled to write about it.
You did tweet last year, I took myself out of normal life for 5 months, stopped speaking to almost everyone except my best friends, spent a lot of time alone. What do you learn from those 5 months?
Okay, read me for Phil. Shit.
By the way, I live that life, so I get it.
So you do get it?
Yeah, I go months without talking to like my best friends.
Really?
It's really unhealthy. It's fucked up.
Are you a bit of a workaholic?
I think I'm like a workaholic. I think I get into like cycles with emotions and feelings sometimes. I kind of feel like I could be a nuisance or an annoyance. Like I kind of retract.
Yeah.
That's a lot. Yeah.
Okay, that makes me feel better.
I'm here. Don't worry.
Yeah. Sorry, what was your question?
What did you learn from those 5 months of not talking to anybody?
That's kind of when I felt very powerful actually at that time, but it was weird because I hadn't been through anything like that before. But I was creating this album at that time. And I just, I think it just came from like, it wasn't about other people. It was just like, I really want to change my life and this is my opportunity to do it. That's just what this album is. It's like, instead of writing from a place of, I don't know, let's say with Everybody Knows I'm Sad, but it's more of a like classic Marina song where I'm like healing something through writing. A lot of this album isn't that. It's like, I want to change my energy and I want to go here. So I'm going to write as if I am here. so that I can change my life whilst I'm writing it, which isn't the way that I usually create a record.
How do you usually create a record?
It's like usually a bit less conscious. I don't usually have a strong intention.
Interesting. So have you
Like I'll have a concept, but it won't be like I want this outcome.
So have you realized your superpower? So now you go in with intent?
On this one, yeah.
Yeah, like you realize that like, oh, if I sing it and write it and perform it constantly and put it out into the world, it will eventually become, right? Form a manifestation.
Yes, I'm definitely aware of that. I think it's just like with this one, I'm aware that I have this platform. I don't know how long I'll want to keep doing this, like, you know, writing an album, touring it, cycle. And I was just like, you know, this is an opportunity to put something positive into the world that hopefully helps people. So like, what do I want that to be? And it's, yeah, for people who are like, have similar struggles or issues, it's kind of like, hopefully serves as some kind of musical roadmap to be like, I know how it feels to feel disempowered or, you know, lonely, or like you're just, you desperately want to change and you don't know how to do it.
Well, part of that song provides a roadmap for you.
For which song?
I mean,
or which song off the album?
Just Everybody Knows I'm Sad. We'll talk about that one.
Yeah. Sometimes actually like the best thing is just being real about how you feel, because at least you're in alignment then with reality. You're not like covering it up.
Awareness.
Yeah, I think awareness is key. Also, I think there's something great about knowing that you're not the only person who feels that way, particularly when it's about loneliness.
But that, and I mean, dude, the chorus is very uplifting. Like there is an uplifting quality to the entire record.
It is, yeah.
So,
there is. Yeah, that was important to me. To feel that kind of like euphoric energy. Like Princess of Power, that's like really the mission statement for the record. It's like you can like teach yourself about what love is, or redefine love for yourself regardless of your past. And I think that's something that so many of us struggle with. Like love is the most normal or common thing in the world, but no one really like teaches us about what it is.
No, you have to like really experience it, right?
Yeah, and we're all taught differently. We all have different models growing up, so.
Nobody talks about that enough.
Right?
I really believe that. Because people love in very unhealthy ways.
And
it's different for everybody. It's so real. Like I never realized that right now. You're not fucking taught love. You're shown love. And the way people are receiving love, like art, it's all different. It's up to the person. And like no two people are receiving love necessarily the same way.
Yes.
Outside of universal like signs. Like,
and I love that you say that, because also on top of that, we are told that love equates to things that I don't think love is. True. Like, you know, for a lot of people, love or the sense of security is rooted in like controlling someone or, you know, having the illusion of security. Like all control is an illusion. We don't have any control in life. Even if you're like married with 4 kids, it's an illusion. We all have free will, and everyone is free to do what they want and need. And that goes very against the human need for security. So I think a lot of people can attach that feeling of love to that. But for me, that's not what love is.
It can't be that.
No.
Because ultimately, and by the way, like I get it. Like a lot of people do put their security in love. And
like, I'll do this for you, but you do this for me. Like that also for me isn't love.
Quid pro quo. Yeah.
On Rolling Stone, you told them on this album you're diving into your fear of love. What about love scares you?
Oh my gosh. I mean, it is very scary. I think I'm just like quite a guarded person, and maybe this is why I'm like still writing about it at 39. It's like still something that I feel is like inspiring but difficult. I think there's just something scary about giving, like being so vulnerable with someone and giving them the freedom to potentially devastate you. You know?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, that's like, it's scary, but it's also brave and like quite a noble thing to do, I think, to be vulnerable with someone. It just, yeah, we all have so many like walls up.
It's real.
Yeah.
And by the way, like to be vulnerable with somebody is a very special thing. And to be vulnerable with somebody doesn't mean you can't do it again for somebody else, because I think that's like a very common thing. You know, like
Agree.
you're like, oh, you get into a relationship, you're in a long-term relationship, you're so comfortable, you've shared all these things with one another. Like, how could I ever do that again
I know.
with somebody else?
It's a crazy concept, isn't it?
It's too much. It's a lot. Can we talk about I Love You? Very 70s.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Disco cut, bunch of strings on there. References to smoking Vogues, which is cigarettes. I mean, this song is kind of about finding yourself, right? And going through all that. Like
With I Love You?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like, you know, it's about the playfulness and like seduction, push and pull nature of falling in love.
Intoxicating nature of it all.
Yes.
What is it like? What is that the part of it that you love? Enjoy?
Yeah. Again, I think it's like painting the energy that I want to bring into my life. Like in the second verse, it's like, where are all the parties now? I want to make my way around town. It's like, I want this kind of loose, like wanton abandon feeling in my life.
Interesting.
Because I've been working so much the last year.
So you want to be wanted and then you want to be abandoned.
No, like wanton abandon, as in like, you know, throw it all out. You like go around town, you're having a great time.
I've been getting that itch recently too.
I think we all are.
It's been like years since I've really gone out, and recently I'm like, I'm almost 35. I kind of want to get back out there. And
honey, you got to do it now, yeah.
I know.
Yeah, I feel the same. I've been doing that recently. But yeah, it's like, it's really about, whenever I was writing that song, I kept thinking about being in this like atmospheric like 70s house, having a great party with people. Because I think also post-pandemic, we've lost that a little bit, particularly in LA. We used to have a lot of house parties and now there aren't as many and I crave them.
That's real. I haven't got a house party in a long time.
Really?
Yeah, a long time.
Maybe you need to have one.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe I'm just not cool enough. I don't know.
No, I think you are. I always say this to my friends and they're like, well, why don't you throw one? And I'm like, at my house, no. I'm like, but I actually need to do it.
It's like
I got to start them.
Yes, you relight the fire. Kissimo, really flawless.
How did you
Perfect.
even come up with that in the first place?
It's
Just being like silly. Like I wrote that on my own on like a dreary day in a studio.
really.
Yeah.
And where did the disco energy come from?
For Kissimo?
Yeah.
I think it's like peppered throughout the album. I think it's the strings as well. Those like lush strings really give that 70s vibe.
So, and you're writing not to production. You're doing lyrics and then figuring out the production?
No, I was doing production at the same time.
Interesting.
But then I co-produced it with CJ afterwards.
Got it.
And he made it.
Wait, so can
amazing.
you explain to me how you write? Because like you're a poet. So is that how a lot of songs are starting, or what is that process?
Yeah, it will be like a line or a title. And then I might sit on it for like months. And then I'll bring it out when I feel inspired.
So what was the first thing with Kissimo? Was it Kissimo?
I think it was like push-up bra in my diamonds, gift from my ex-husband. And then I was thinking, I don't know how I came up with like Kissimo the words, but I quickly Googled it to see if anyone else had come up with it. No one had.
Wow.
Not one legend had come up with it yet. So
what does that feeling feel like? Because like come on. Having a good idea is one thing.
Yeah.
Being able to realize that you're the only one who probably has that idea.
I felt good.
Totally other thing.
Zach, I felt good.
Yeah, that's great.
But yeah, I was like Googling a lot of images of older, like powerful, glamorous, beautiful women. Because I don't think older women get celebrated enough.
Real.
And now that I'm like 39 and tattooing to youth, I'm like waving goodbye to it. I was like, what is my future? So I was drawing lots of inspiration. I was looking at like Sophia Loren, obviously Salma Hayek, who is queen.
Sports Illustrated. How about that?
Yes, 58 and on the cover of Sports Illustrated for the first time.
You also name check Thelma and Louise.
Thelma and Louise, yeah, it's like these like badass women who just live their life. They don't answer to anyone. And I think this is the thing that I really want to transmit with this record. Because I have lots of like Gen Z women who are fans and they're so scrutinized right now. Like they're in their 20s and they feel pressure about how they look. They feel fear about aging. And it's like the trick of the patriarchy is to make you think that your value disappears after you're like not deemed attractive. But actually you look at these older women and you're like, oh, that's when they actually step into their power. So like that's what's waiting for you on the other side. And it's just such a shame that that's kind of like covered with this superficial thing, this idea that we think wrinkles equals not beautiful.
When did you realize that? When did you have that awakening for yourself?
Like honestly, recently, just because I've had to think about it because I'm in this industry. It's like, how do I want to feel as I get older? I don't want to feel ashamed about it. I don't want to feel like I have to hang on to youth. I want to have the same space that men are given to age. And I also want to accrue all the positive things that men do, which is wisdom, knowledge, respect, power. And I think we're in such a perfect place for that to be in motion. And like Salma Hayek is my queen for that. So,
did any of that factor into doing this album on your own and creating your own record label?
I think that's like a natural step in my journey. Now that I'm able to do it, I've done other albums solo too. I mean, this one I've written half of it with CJ, and I just started half of it on my own. But yeah, the like having my own record label feels great, and I'm actually in partnership with a major label, but it's just for this record, and they've been amazing to work with. It's like it's a really different experience to before.
Yeah, you're the boss.
I'm literally the fucking boss.
It's amazing.
It's so freeing and it makes everything so much easier as well.
But
like,
there's also pressure, right? A little bit.
Honestly, none for me.
Sick.
I'm so delulu confident. Like, let's say the like ease for me is BMG, my partner label. They were basically like, this is the deal. We'll give you this much investment and you can decide where the money goes. And I was like, I've been waiting for this moment. I was like, let's get a billboard with cunt on it.
And you did.
Yeah. I also like the videos now. It's so
Looks
easy.
So good. Also, you shoot a video in Lake Como, Italy. What?
I was actually in LA.
Oh, what?
Don't tell anyone that.
We just flew in that first scene from something else.
Couldn't tell. Well done.
Good.
Really?
Yeah. But again, it's just like, it's so much easier now to make the videos that I want to make because I'm actually in control of my budget, which is key because I know my own business better than anyone else. I've been doing it for 16 years.
By the way, the video, very Marie Antoinette, or as one of the people in the comment section said, Marina Cuntoinette. The diamonds are very funny.
They are, yeah.
You got good fans.
I do. I really do have amazing fans.
Is that Electra Heart in the music video? She resurrected from the dead?
She's like, weirdly, we threw that star on us like on a whim.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't planned, but doing the blonde hair, that just felt Kissimo, like it had to be blonde in that video. But I also like that Electra had a little evolution.
She grew up a little bit.
Yeah, she's like from heart to star. It's cute.
Can you like expand more on what you just asked? Because like,
can you explain Electra Heart to people that may not?
Yeah, your reference is like Electra Heart, like it's an alter ego situation, correct?
Yeah, it was like, so picture this, 2012. Tumblr be poppin'.
The world was so different.
Oh my God. People were going to clubs still. LA was hot. And Electra was born. She was an alter ego and she was kind of created as this like supervillain character who was impenetrable to the vulnerabilities of love. Actually, it happened after I'd been like kind of heartbroken by this dumb situationship, which. Yeah, anyway, they're the most powerful, the situationships.
Yeah, because it's
not
not
the
real.
relationships.
It's not like actually defined.
Yeah. There's a lot of like, there's a lack of safety there, which makes it very inspiring to write about. So anyway, and so I started writing this record, and yeah, what to say about her? It was like the tone of the record was like sassy, irreverent, and I was really drawing inspiration from female archetypes. Like there was like the prom queen, the teen idol, the home wrecker. It was like very suburban America, and just highly enjoyable and very, very big on Tumblr.
And I mean, we can make the case that does change your life, right?
Yeah.
That era of music would.
It definitely did.
Yeah.
It changed my career. It was, and particularly recently as well, it's had like a resurgence thanks to my TikTok.
Oh yeah,
fans.
Bubblegum Bitch. Didn't that just like have its moment?
Yeah, 3 songs went platinum.
It's crazy.
I know. I always knew she would have her moment. She didn't get it quite as like much as I thought she would at the time, but she came back.
But there is something else with that album that is different than everything else, is that you work with a lot of people.
I did.
I mean, you're working with everybody from Stargate to Greg Kurstin to Diplo to Circuit. Benny Blanco's on there.
Oh my God, I know.
And there's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you learn from those sessions that you end up carrying with you?
Yeah. It was a crazy time. It was very informative as a songwriter, because the next record I did the opposite and I just went off on my own. But I do think it was really important, and you know, such an opportunity to work with all these people who were at the top of their field.
Still are, most of them, which is crazy.
I was about to say still are, but they were like really running pop. And it was the first time we'd seen that for all those people at the time.
I'm trying to think, like, we were on the radio in 2012. Like, you know, I know it was weird. It was
Crazy.
It was a very one sound top 40 pop was very one sound at the time. Almost.
Yeah. Oh my God. It was like 4 songs were being played.
Yeah. Oh my God.
It was like Gaga and Red One.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh my God.
Then you had like Magic Root in there at some point.
Yeah, oh my God. Yeah. I actually love that song.
Nasri, he's a great songwriter. Huge
I
songwriter.
love that song.
God, what was big on 2012? Anyway.
That was Gaudier. Is that his name? Somebody I used to know.
Yeah.
Call Me Maybe.
Yes.
Oh, makes sense.
We Are Young.
Oh
Lights, Ellie Goulding.
Oh my God. Wait, someone else was Miley's Bangers hadn't
There was
come
also
out, right?
We Found Love by Rihanna and Calvin Harris.
God, Stella.
And by the way,
Stella song.
okay, so what is it like for you to even like go into these? Like, are you apprehensive getting into these sessions with people coming into your second album?
Terribly nervous.
Because did you do the first album on your own?
Some of the writing, but yeah, it was like half. Kind of like with this record with Princess of Power. It was like half started alone and then co-wrote with people. But it was nothing like the second record. Like, that was intense.
In a good way, or in a way that, like, when you look back at it, are you grateful for it?
I'm definitely very grateful. Yeah, I think that really stretched me as an artist. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I was just like very anxious. And also sometimes the sessions would be kind of weird in that they would play you beats at the time. They'd be like, you'd come in, you'd like sit on the sofa and they'd be like, okay, like play her like 4 to 6 beats. And then you'd pick one beat. And then I'd go into a back room and I'd write on my own with my laptop for like 4 hours. And then I'd go to the other room and then I'd play them what I'd done.
So they weren't really writing with you?
Not all the time, no. Also, I think they were respectful. Like, they knew I was like a writer, but like, I don't know, you like with Prima Donna, on the like the rhythm like was changed, but the melody stayed the same. So I think I wrote like, and I'm sad, da 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 da, and then it changed it, da 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 da. So it was like these little kind of lessons in like how important rhythm or like syncopation were shown to me. So they would tweak it once I'd come back and show it to them, which in a way was good because they weren't like trying to control what I was doing, but it was kind of disjointed because it didn't feel like we were getting into it. Like CJ and I like actually collaborate and we're just there for like 3 hours hashing it out and having like a lot of fun as well.
Really interesting.
Yeah, it was weird. It was a weird time. The beat, like player a beat kind of era.
You know, there's a lot of artists that come on our show, right? And they're very apprehensive because, like, what will happen is, like, they'll have like a big song or like a couple songs that are big off of an album, and then like a label will be like, we want to put you in with writers and producers, and we want to put you on like the session circuit or whatever it is.
Yeah,
and they're like nervous and apprehensive, and sometimes it doesn't work out.
Yeah, you have to find someone, I think, who you feel emotionally comfortable with, because that's when the best stuff comes, when you're like feeling free.
Did you find that on Electra Heart?
And I didn't find that, but it was still, actually no, Rick Knowles I didn't feel nervous with. Yeah. And I wrote...
He's incredible.
Yeah, he's a legend.
Like, yeah.
I love him.
By the way, like a collection of incredible human beings on the body of work.
Yeah.
So what do you pick up from Rick?
Rick's process is really interesting. It's almost like you're dueling with him. So he will be, like you're facing me, he'll be there with his keyboards and cassette tape recorder.
Sick.
Yeah.
Sick.
But like this is important because
no, he's like
just analog.
He's a neurotic genius.
Yeah. So he'll just start playing something and you have to have the goods. Like if you're not a proper writer, you will drown in that. Because you have to just start coming up with melodies, whatever it is, and he'll be kind of like facing you, playing. But yeah, we had some amazing writing sessions together, and again, he challenged me, but in the best way. And he was always just so complimentary. It was like I felt great with him. Yeah,
really special.
I love him. Where
did Prima Donna come from? What part of? I mean, it's a part of the alter ego and a part of the many things you were trying to embody. But what part of that?
I don't know. I think there's something about me that finds security in these like archetypes, like, you know, the women painted in Kissimo or Prima Donna, because they feel removed from the discomfort of daily life as a human being. You know what I mean?
Real.
Yeah. It's like these like untouchable archetypes or like types of women, or that we think are untouchable because they're fantasy.
They tend to be the most vulnerable or
fragile.
Yes, that's the right word. Yes. Interesting.
Yeah, I was watching the documentary Paris is Burning the other day. I don't know if you've seen it. It's like following the lives of like young men of color in the Bronx in the 80s. And they were basically filming like, you know, like voguing that came from that culture where they were having these balls and like drag balls. And those of like the men or like they them he she they them whatever they were choosing to be, they were saying, why do you want to play this type of character, like a rich woman who like wears, I don't know, Ralph Lauren or whatever it is at the time. And they were like basically saying what I just said, which was they felt that these types of characters had easy, free lives, and that's what they aspired to be at that time. It made them feel safe that they could escape into that. So I think escapism is like really key to Electra Heart. And Prima Donna is the center of that. It's like, it's Marie Antoinette again.
Yeah, totally. But
she's back.
It's really interesting. Like, I mean, is there a moment where like though that shifts for you from escapism? I mean, is it still aspirational when you're writing that song?
I mean, yeah, I guess it is a little, because it's like fanciful and silly. Like I probably could live that style of life if I wanted, but like it's not really me. Like, you know, I grew up in like a tiny village in Wales with a mum like working 2 jobs. That was not my background. So I guess that there is something in my heart that still feels like a separation from that. and that makes it feel playful to I don't know, to do a music video that has that kind of aesthetic.
Could we talk about Froot?
Yeah.
What are you
I
about
was
to
gonna
say?
say, how do you approach that album after making an album with a ton of big producers, and the next one you're like, no, back to being me, I guess?
Yeah, that was definitely a response to that. I was like, I'm going to go and hide for a while.
But then I feel like there's a response to your response, because then apparently they sit on your demos for like months, right?
Oh, yeah, they wouldn't allow me to even mix the record.
Where does that come from?
I just think the team I had at the label at that time, the label I was signed to was a subsidiary on Atlantic, and they ended up just discontinuing their deal. So I was absorbed into Atlantic Records with a brand new team. And I don't think they were really like equipped to deal with an indie artist who'd like had some commercial success. They just wanted to continue the like radio play and that kind of path. And I just didn't want to do that.
What was fueling your anti-desire to do that? Like, what is it?
I don't know what's wrong with me.
It's okay.
I don't know what it is. As soon as like I'm about to reach a tipping point, I just like swerve. I've done it multiple times in my career. It's like, I think I'm not doing it this time. Hang on, I'm gonna.
Yeah. Well, it's just so interesting because like most people fight the desire to get into those rooms and like work with all these producers. Like first, like their success going into, in this case, your first album into the second album. And then like, once you're kind of in it, you're kind of then in it.
Yeah, I think so. And then you have to like continue to be in it. Otherwise you look like you failed. You know, like people who are on the like commercial path.
Totally.
And I don't want to be trapped by that. I want to like make the music that I am interested in making at the time. Because for me, it's not just like a job. It's like, this is how I'm evolving and growing as like a human being. But yeah, I also feel, at that time, I guess, that's just what I wanted to do. I wanted to be able to anchor back into myself again after this experience that had felt very creatively stimulating, but like quite stressful.
What part of it was stressful?
For Electra Heart?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Success?
I think just like being in like this costume, like drag all the time. I think the pressures of success, like my label at the time had invested a lot and they like didn't let me forget that. And I just don't think that's good for creativity.
No.
It's terrible.
What? Are you kidding? Is somebody just reminding you like how much money you owe them and they've given you every day? Fuck off.
So it was like after that I signed like a new type of deal and I was just in a much better place. I guess like as an artist and as a business person as well, which all artists have to be now. But yeah, I also think there was just something in me though that was like not comfortable with going beyond a certain level of recognition, which I've been grappling with recently.
Interesting.
Yeah, I watched this video on TikTok and they were like, you're only as famous, you can only be as famous as your nervous system allows. Does that resonate with you?
A little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like, like I have this really hardcore fan base, but previous to this record, I feel like there's always been something that, there would be a part of me that would be exposed I wouldn't be comfortable with if it went beyond that. I've done a lot of therapy on it.
But what is the core? What are you afraid of exposing? Or
I think people who choose to be in the public eye or like gravitate towards careers, I think a lot of us have this relationship with validation where it's like we maybe begin this career to seek it out, but then we're also grappling with like, well, fuck you, because this is who I am. Like, I don't care if you don't like me.
Really?
And like the extremes of this career make those moments magnified, especially with like, just fan culture online. It can feel very loud, even if it's not. Like 5 voices can feel like 50. So yeah, I think it's like a really good exercise in self-worth and knowing that you're valuable regardless of what you make and if people like it or not. Because again, an artist's career and life is like this. You have to follow like what is calling to your like spirit or soul. And sometimes people are on the ride with you and other times not. But you just have to like accept that, which is hard. It's like a hard thing.
I totally get it.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, like you have to do this thing for you.
Yeah.
But do you feel like you're holding yourself back from achieving a new level of fame because that's going to subject you to this idea that people are going to criticize you? And
I don't know if it's about critique. I think there's like a control thing there where it's like I really enjoy freedom. And maybe in my head I had it wrong where I was like, if I wanted to be this level of seen, like, or recognized for my work, then I'm going to have to give up other things. But I don't currently feel like that, but it's just something I've thought about recently and like have worked through. And it's kind of interesting because I think my fans also sometimes feel confused. They're like, why didn't she take this path? And it's for a variety of reasons. It's like with like artists, especially bigger artists, it's like they have forged this path that everyone else is expected to follow to be deemed like important or successful. And I just don't think that's right. One path for one person isn't going to be the right one for the other. And that applies to pop too. It's like, I think your music can infiltrate culture in many different ways.
100%. But
yeah.
Do you feel like you were being forced to follow a path? Not able to chart your own?
No, but I think there's some expectation sometimes of like what like impact looks like, and also this might just be from myself, like old pressures that I felt. Yeah, it's an interesting topic. I think also being seen or being willing to be seen is like a brave thing. And I am sometimes quite shy person. So I know that there's a part of myself that's a bit like...
I think what you do for a living is incredibly brave. I think anybody who has the ability to like funnel their entire like mental, physical experience.
I like mentical.
Yes, yeah. But like you're taking your physical memories and experiences and you're turning nothing into something that you then share with the world. And then you have to like go and perform it and like ride with it. Like that's like very vulnerable and it takes bravery to do. Like,
totally. But like also whatever industry you're in, I think takes like a lot of bravery to be like, I deserve to be here and take up space. That's something that we all struggle with at some point. But it's like you have to override your brain.
But you could have kind of like hidden behind Electra Heart. You could have hidden behind Marina and the Diamonds, but you said, nope, I'm just Marina.
Yeah.
Why was that? Because you could have kind of like, taken a step back and almost been this character.
Yes. Yeah, the easy route would have been to stick with Marina and the Diamonds.
Yeah, but you
for
said,
sure. But
nope,
I wanted to freaking rebrand. Which my label didn't like at the time. Yeah, I mean, I think I felt like my identity was so enmeshed with Marina and the Diamonds. I just suddenly didn't feel like a person anymore. So that was just for myself. I needed to separate in order to feel more human. And I don't know if it was the right or wrong thing. It's just like I literally had to do it just for my own mental health.
I want to talk digital fantasy because it does kind of play into all of this because like we do live in a digital fantasy more now than ever. There is this like guise of the internet that keeps people separated yet connected at the same time. It's fucking weird as shit.
Yeah.
Are you writing that record? Is it inspired by dating apps? Is it inspired by dating apps?
Dating in general, I think.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's not, I mean, it could be very much about dating apps, but I think it's more like a lot of people are like say they are looking for love, but they're not really. And maybe
what are they looking for?
I was probably one of those people at some point in the last 2 or 3 years. But I think
Looking for
people
validation.
are looking for validation. They're looking for connection without having to like give anything of themselves back
So
or like
real.
be vulnerable or open up.
Yeah.
So as soon as it gets to that point where it looks like you might get close, it's like,
Yeah, because it's scary.
it's scary. Yeah.
Very scary.
But also we now have like, you know, Instagram, etc., where you can get an idea for who someone is and actually it's nothing to do with like who they are in reality.
And that's scary too, right? Because you have this idea of somebody made up in your head based on their Instagram, and then you meet them and they're like, oh shit.
Yes. Yeah. You think you're going to meet a certain type of energy and you're like, oh, that's nothing like what you're really like.
You can't like the idea. It's so bad. It's so bad because people come in with preconceived ideas,
Yes.
and 9 times out of 10, it's never going to meet your imagination or your expectations. So right out the gate, it's over.
Yeah. I think that's really what's fucking up connection, actually. It's that.
We're
There's
understanding.
this gap between like our digital selves and actual selves.
Yeah. Did you find any meaningful connection on an app?
No. No, darling.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure if it's LA or if it was me at the time. I haven't been on an app for quite a while.
Did you find any meaningful connections post doing shrooms
Post doing?
or while doing shrooms?
Oh,
Yeah.
no, I only ever do them on my own.
I mean, in life, connection in life.
Oh, connection in
to
life.
nature.
Yeah. I mean, oh yeah. There's so many forms of connection. Yeah. I have the best friendships
Sure.
in LA.
But you do shrooms? You
But
do
I do
shrooms
shrooms, yeah.
all the time, or just like
No, I've done them a lot in the last year in particular, but I started doing them like 3 years ago.
interesting?
Yeah, that's really changed my brain.
In how?
Well, I would say it's not like sunshine and butterflies. Like the trips are hard because like all your unprocessed stuff comes up. They've actually been like some of the worst experiences. But actually after the trips, I would feel like my life would kind of change quite dramatically after a couple of them. It was like shedding like 10 years of black energy. I can't put it any other way. I just felt very, very different.
Are you doing like real doses, right?
I'm doing like, yeah.
Hero dose.
Yeah, I wouldn't say hero because I think that takes you to the moon
Yeah.
and like shows you the fabric of reality. I just wanted to heal my trauma.
Yeah.
So yeah, not hero dose, but like, you know, like the John Hopkins level dose, if you will.
No, but by the way, like I've never heard somebody describe it this way, and I've done like microdose, whatever. Like that's fun, like tiny dose.
Yeah.
But then one time I did like a serious, like a real dose. Oh my god. Holy shit. Trauma galore.
Dude, right?
My brain was on fire.
Wait,
for
were you on your own?
days. Yeah.
Or were you with people?
There was 2 other people in the other room, but eventually I just went in. I had to just
You had to go on
be
your own,
alone.
yeah. Yeah.
I mean, like to say that like every trauma made its way to the surface, it was overwhelming.
As someone who's never done shrooms, can you talk to me through this? Like, what do you see? What happens?
Now the podcast really begins. I'm like, this is my favorite thing to talk about.
What happens? Like, you're just sitting there in your house by yourself and you start.
Yeah, it's really, I don't know what your experience was like, but physically it's very difficult. I think people who have like bad trips essentially struggle with like letting go because you do not have any control. Whatever's coming up is like your brain chooses.
And that is
Well,
like
it
what's
comes up.
scary because it's things that like it's things that like would come up and then you'd like pat it away because you got to get on with your day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so like, I'm thinking about my dead friend. I'm thinking about every friendship I've lost. I'm thinking about my grandparents. I'm standing in a dark bathroom yet I can still see myself in the mirror. It's fucked up.
It's crazy. Yeah, it can be anyway.
Wild. But then also like it's like it was damn. Damn.
But really can,
Whoa.
yeah, it really can shift things, but definitely not for everyone and should be deeply researched before trying.
100%. And it's so interesting too that you bring up the fact that like after that, like dude, I had a monumental shift in life after that.
Oh my
trip.
God. Oh, you did?
Yeah, too much.
Same.
Oh my God, it was so bad. My life like went to shit afterwards.
Isn't it supposed to do the opposite?
Yeah, I guess. My life went to shit.
Wait, why?
It was bad.
Wait, did you have to, is it because it brought up unresolved things, or did you look at life differently afterwards?
You know, now that I'm thinking about it, like maybe it really was unresolved stuff that like I was tempting the spirits and the universe, and like what would follow in the weeks after would be
interesting.
bad. Yeah, it was weird.
God.
And like everything came up. Everything. And you know, I had heard that like you really should do 2 trips. Like this idea of just doing 1 trip. Like I heard like the first trip brings up all the problems and the second trip will bring up some answers. I just stopped at the fucking problems because I was so scared after that like I was not prepared for the solutions. And
I feel like it's a brave to like take a lot on your first go, because I gradually increased to get used to the experience and feel like bodily feeling of shrooms. So yeah, I don't know how I would have reacted if I just went for like a big one.
well, you didn't.
Maybe it's time to get some answers.
It's it's almost a year since.
Okay.
It'll be a year in July.
Okay.
Rough.
Yeah.
God,
No, I feel you.
Time flies.
It can be tough.
When did you move to LA?
5 years ago.
Why?
I was so done with London.
And it's like pandemic's happening. I'm gonna go to LA. That's
Yeah.
I mean, 5 years ago would be.
Yeah, 2020. No, I just left like quite a long relationship. I already had a place here and I wanted to move here for quite a long time. So I was like, bye, see ya. Yeah, and I've stayed here ever since.
And you find it to be healing?
I don't know about healing.
Yeah, like, I was gonna say like what like healing in LA don't really go the same.
Yeah, I think what LA does is like it because of its spacious, like its geographic distances that are very different to a normal city where everything's condensed. You're like on the high street, seeing people all the time. You can really feel like you're like rattling around here sometimes, and that is either bad or good for mental space because it gives you the time to reflect.
And also be alone and make excuses for being alone and not seeing people.
That for me is the greatest hurdle because I'm a bit more introverted by nature and like I can really spend time in my house.
Whereas like in London or New York.
In London, you're always going out every day to get something, right?
For survival, you have to do it. Yeah. Here in LA, you can sequester yourself.
You really can. It's like I've gotten a lot better at it this last like 4 or 5 months. Me and my friend Sadie, one of my best friends, we have this list of like make LA fun again. And it's about all the new things that we do, and we tick something off every week.
What are you doing?
Well, last night actually we went to do something, but I cancelled. We went to do pole dancing, which I have done before, but we hadn't done it together.
That's sick.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just like going to, like, we went to a comedy night, went to a ballet, not with her, someone else, but like like a Korean beauty mall we went to. It's just like little things to enrich your life. Yeah, I went to this like ballet exercise class. It's actually been really fun. I recommend it. It actually works.
Ballet exercise?
No, just like having this list of new things because it brings freshness in. If you're an LA person, it gets you out.
I could use that. Like, because you're like 5 years into LA now, full time. Like 5 years is fresh.
How long have you
11,
guys?
12,
11?
right?
10 and a half, almost 11, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's been a while.
You'll be 11 in January.
Yeah.
But where did you guys move from?
New York.
New York and Philly.
Well, yeah, New Jersey.
Oh, wow.
East Coast.
That's a big change.
Yeah, and I had been coming here for a while, for years before, but like it's different when you move here. Like there's like a fun when you come and you travel, even for work. And I was coming here like once or twice a week for a long time. There was still like this like, ooh, getting off the plane. And then now it's home. But it's a weird energy. Like, and the people, I don't know. It's not what it was. It isn't what it was.
That is real, actually. Like 2019.
Yeah, like oh God, 2019 was so much fun. 2020
House
was so much
parties.
fun. 2021 was so much fun. Yeah, like give me that again. Like, I miss a good house party. I miss a great afters. I miss going out and
Same.
finding a community and figuring out what you're going to do afterwards together.
Same.
And now it doesn't exist.
Yeah. But do you think other cities in the world are also experiencing
No.
this?
Yeah, you've heard things where people are like, New York
But I
is
don't-
dead, New York's
no,
not
I
the
know.
same.
Everybody says New York City's fun and everybody's going to New York and like,
I think it's on the rise again.
yeah, that's what I hear.
Things
Yeah.
come and go, they come and go. It's like a wave.
Well, in like 2012, 2015, a lot of people who are in New York who are like making music came here.
I
Like,
know. All my friends moved.
Great migration. And now a lot of people are reverting. So we're the people who stay. Sick. Cool. Can we talk about poetry?
Yeah.
What are the differences between crafting a song and crafting a poem?
Oh my God, it's so different. Poetry is really autobiographical, like very little room for fantasy, whereas songwriting is the opposite. There's a lot of room for fantasy, artistic license. The root of every song, there's always like something real in it, but like I can really go wild with a song. Whereas poems, like, what's the point in lying, you know? Or like pretending.
Wait.
Because it's just a poem. like for songs, it's like, you know, there's going to be this visual world. You're going to live it on stage. It's your chance to like step into your imagination. Whereas poetry, it's like the only reason for writing it is to express something real. That was troubling me.
I get that.
Yeah.
But you're still doing that in a sense in the songs. You're just dressing it up in different ways.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's just more room for
Embellishment.
fantasy. Embellishment, exactly.
But with a poem, you're blunt.
Yeah.
Try. Grind. To be heard, seen, valued, understood by men with no knowledge of real womanhood, who held my power in their purses, owned my choruses and my verses, but now I am free of what I had to serve.
Sever.
Shit. Sorry, that was.
But also, I did
serve.
have to serve.
That was like so dyslexic.
That was a really good Freudian slip.
Yeah, that was like really fun. I did great up until that very, quite literally
That
the
was
last
very
word.
GAY of you.
I'm gay. I wanted to come out to the room. And I didn't know how to do it.
No, I honestly love that.
Wait, can we just talk about like very blunt?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. That's one of the less blunt ones. But yeah, it is blunt. It's direct. We need to get to the point.
No, there's no interpretation.
I'm not here to talk about flowers, you know?
No, you're fucking. It is real. Like, so are you writing this from a place of reflection, or are you writing from a place of going through it?
Actually, bit of both, actually, in that book in particular. That one is reflection, though.
What fueled the need to do a poetry book? What fuels your need to write a poem?
I think I just wanted another like creative format. I wasn't being drawn towards music at that time. So, but it wasn't conscious. I tried writing a poem that I thought was a song. The lyrics were so weird. Actually was a bit of a shroom trip experience. So obviously the lyrics were weird. And then I was just writing with no pressure on myself to make it music. And then I was like, I think this is a poem. And then it just unlocked something in me. And honestly, that book kind of like, it's quite difficult to like read it again. I don't really want to go back there, but it did serve a purpose in that it like shut the door on this chapter of my life so that I could make Princess of Power, which is such a different energy. It's like, yeah, very joyful project to me. Whereas Eat the World was like kind of difficult.
You needed to get rid of it.
I think I did. Yeah, I just needed to get it out.
It's really it's cool that like when you share that, right? Like that it could have just been for you. Like, I mean, obviously it is for you.
Yeah, but you're right. Why did I have to go and get a publishing deal?
I think it's great. I mean, do you go with the poems already done, or do you work backwards?
Do I go? What do you mean?
Like, did you go to your
To the
publisher?
publisher? No, it was done.
Yeah, because you just wrote them because you needed to write them.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I kind of felt that I would get a book deal, but it was more. Yeah, I didn't feel like a pressure to. It was just like I'm going to do this anyway. So
Health purpose.
yeah.
What are you thinking over there?
Well, I do have two final questions.
Yeah.
The first is Hello Kitty about being like a cat lady?
Is this what this is about? Was this always here?
That's always been there, but we could say we brought it just for you.
It's been here for quite literally 16 years.
Has it really?
No, it's just for you. Yeah, no, it's just for you.
It's not, but there's a little bit of humor in there. It's a very romantic song. It's about like, a love interest and approaching them from afar, but it's kind of like the push and pulls of connection that we experience when we're getting to know someone. And there is a bit of cat ladiness in there, but only because there's such like a misogynistic thing in culture about like women and cats. And so like, I like to pull it out. You know, like with Kissimo, older women, I'm making it a thing. I'm not like cowing to it. So I'm like, yeah, you must like cats if you're going to come back and sleep with me or whatever it is. If you're going to date me, you gotta be a cat man.
One rule.
I read somewhere it was like some girl on TikTok asking about like what are these like red flags that you've seen in men, like the most weird ones, and one of the comments was like men who don't like cats have consent issues. I was like, it might not be truth, but it is a kind of fair point. Like men who are just like feel weird about cats is because you have to earn a cat's trust and develop a relationship with cat. It's not going to be like a dog that's just like, I'll do anything you want. So
Whoa.
Men who like cats, I'm like, that's a green flag.
Wait, interesting.
Yeah. And obviously I'm not like, if you guys don't like cats, I'm not judging. But you know what I mean? It's like, it's an approach thing. The cat's got to come to you. Yeah. She or he decides if they want to come to you.
By the way, for the record, like I'm fine with cats. Like we're cool.
Okay.
Like I like cats. I can exist with a cat.
But some people
I don't
feel,
own them.
You know,
No, I'm not
scared.
like threatened by a cat.
Yeah.
No.
You sure?
No, I swear to God. I mean, like, I can say 1,000 things right now.
You're scared of a kitty.
I mean, no. Depends on the type, man. Oh my God.
I love it.
Can we talk about Butterfly?
Yeah, sure.
Really beautiful song. Very much pivotal, right? Like you're at a moment in your life where you have to let go of some things to really reclaim what is yours. Written from a place of going through that, or again back to
yeah, I
aspiration?
was like heavy going through it in that moment.
You were letting go.
Yeah, my life was kind of like crumbling, but in a fantastic way. Yeah, I love that song so much as well. That was like the first song that felt like, yes, this is like a pole in the ground for this record. Like this is how it's going to progress. And what else can I say about it?
Trust no bitch, even the people that you love.
That's a bit harsh.
I can flip a switch quicker than a blade.
Does, yeah.
Have
I
you
think
flipped a blade before?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, ever been camping? You know,
No.
the little.
No. Honestly, no.
Yeah, I think that is a harsh lyric. I think that was definitely written in the moment. Like, trust no bitch, even people that you love. The people that I love, I trust. But there's kind of quite few people.
And it does relate back to like things like in your life changing, crumbling.
Yeah.
You gotta get shed whatever is there to bring in whatever's new.
Absolutely. Metamorphosis.
Real.
I'm growth oriented. I'm like, whatever it takes to move forward, I'll do it.
It's a beautiful song. It's a beautiful album.
Thank you so much.
I'm really proud of it.
Thank you.
I'm kind of obsessed with it.
Oh, good.
Yeah, there's timeless songs on this thing.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's really fucking
Can I
good.
ask you what your...
Yeah, Kissimo is amazing. Butterfly's great. You can give me your full question, but I also
I was just gonna say what's like what are your faves?
I mean, I
The
love
ones that-
I Heart You. I think
Okay.
Final Boss is really good.
Thank you.
Yeah, really good.
No,
Really,
I just want to know like what you're drawn to. I always ask each person.
I came in today. I was just so happy because I listened to the entire album, and again, like it's very much. I don't know. It's the perfect amount of what people I think, know you for, but also the right amount of evolution and the right amount of presence. And the lyrics are so good.
Thank
They
you.
are really clever. They're just great. Kissimo is so good.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's stuff. You should listen to the album. Please, please, please. Princess of Power is waiting for you. It's all on Amazon Music. What are you thinking, Daniel?
My last question is, why do you want to bring back cringe and make this summer the summer of cringe?
Yeah, what's the deal with that?
I think we've all gone too self-conscious online, myself very much included. I think we should bring back like dumb casual posting on Instagram.
I wish we would.
Right. I want to see shit photos of food, you know? Where have they gone?
I know. It's all so professional now.
Do you remember like 2015? It was like, I just had this for breakfast. Like
Yes.
people would literally post that.
With the Rio de Janeiro filter on that shit.
Oh my God. The Mayfair was my girl. Oh my God, Mayfair. It was like I had no features anymore. It was so blown out. But yeah, I miss those times. I think, I don't know, it's just like time to bring like lightness and silliness back. Like the world is, it is what it is out there, but we can still create that feeling of joy. And I don't know, do you guys feel the same with social media? Like we need, Instagram doesn't feel fun anymore. It's like, make it social again.
No, it's all serious. It's either serious or an ad, or it's like, you know, everything's so commercial.
And also it feels like you have to like cower to the algorithm. Like I want to, if I see like, I don't know, a shoe or a boot I like, I'd love to put that on my grid. But like if I do, it's going to get like 10,000 likes.
I remember the year 2010, I took a photo of my Toms and I posted it and I loved it.
Wait.
I was like, here are my Toms. And I put one of the filters on that made it look like a Polaroid. You know?
Oh my God. No, but that's so innocent and pure to me. It's like no one's trying to be cool out here.
No,
and that's okay.
Like, because we're all actually not fucking cool.
We're not. All of us are freaks and nerds. Like deep down, all human beings are kind of weird.
This has forced us to try to be something that actually at our core we're not.
No.
And I do think that the people who do find, ironically, some of the people who find the most success, at least at the beginning, actually find success because they're being who they are truly at their core.
Yes.
But along the way, like whether on rock, it is a timely process, like it changes you, you know?
Yeah.
The algorithm changes you.
It does. It's the algorithm. It's not the people, I think.
Totally.
It's like, okay, we got to fight against this, guys.
I would love...
Anyone listening, please follow.
I pushed for the what is it, like a chronological order, meaning like
Yes,
just
Come back.
give me something that gives me time, like most recent posted. I don't need a curated thing that has a post from 18 weeks ago. No,
But also they must have figured out that people aren't scrolling anymore,
totally,
right?
They have. Yeah, they've done all that.
Why don't they just give us the chronological feedback?
Because they can curate it deeper. They can fix what we see.
Force you to stay on the app longer.
It's all money. Wait, so
So annoying.
last conversation, then you'll get out of here. You really dressed up as a boy to audition for a boy band? That's real?
It's kind of not, but kind of. I did go to a reggae boy band audition.
When?
Reggae?
I didn't like look like a boy. I like had some like hat on, and I more importantly went with a letter and like a headshot that I convinced the like the security guard to take, because they obviously wouldn't let me into the audition. And it must have been very convincing, because I did get a meeting with someone like pretty high up in Virgin Records. Like I'd literally just like arrived in London a week before. I was like 18 years old. So, you know, delusion is really helpful. You need it. I didn't know how to get into the industry. By the way, it was 2005. It was 2005. So imagine like not much internet. You
Literally none.
You really like have like magazines for auditions, and then just like contacts you can find. In books, like phone numbers of the industry people in like
In a yellow book?
No, there was like this book. It was like get into acting or something. I'm not even going into acting, so I would try anything. I auditioned for like the Lion King musical. Don't even dance. Could not even really sing at the time, but like I tried anything. That's the thing. It's really not about like prowess. It's about like how much you believe you should be there.
Oh, Amen.
Amen.
That belief matched with consistency and showing up will get you.
That and work ethic gets you a long way.
Oh my God, yeah. So real. I can't thank you enough for your time and energy.
Thank you.
Today.
I've had such a lovely time.
So mutual.
You guys are so lovely.
So are you.
Yeah.
Loved every second. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks.
We are Diamonds, and we say thank you to Marina, everybody.